As the Secret Service and FBI continue to investigate the attempted assassination of former President Trump, speculation continues to grow about how this could have happened in the first place, especially given the fact that there was already enhanced security for President Trump. Here to speak with us about just that is Brad Orsini of the Secure Communities Network. Brad, thanks so much for joining us on the broadcast today. I just wanted to start by asking about actually the Iran issue. The FBI has been very clear that there's no known connection between crooks and the Islamic Republic. But as a result of this threat, Trump reportedly had enhanced security detail already. So how on earth did a 20-year-old slip past them?
Well, I can't answer specifically what happened in this particular investigation. I can tell you what is typically done in an active shooter investigation. There would have been a large threat assessment done through the Secret Service. They would have put security resources out there in any event. What I can talk about is what is going on now with the FBI, who is the lead in the investigation, and now what they are trying to uncover. Are there any other conspirators out there? And just as importantly, what is the motive? Now that that threat was neutralized that day, there's going to be an immersive investigation into the shooter's violent ideation and what led him to this attack. And at this point, the FBI will be looking at this investigation in two major phases. One, recreating that crime scene with our evidence response team, computer analysis response team, and all the resources necessary to recreate that actual event. That will feed into the investigation. There will be investigators on the ground interviewing as many people as possible to identify what that violent ideation came from, where it came from, what led this shooter to this particular act, and we will be recreating that. There is somebody out there with information that knows something about any one of these active shooters. That is just statistically accurate, and so that is what they are going to be focusing on right now.
Now, when it comes to Thomas Matthew Crooks, the entire situation is a little bit strange. I mean, normally 20-year-olds have a long track record of social media activity, and then we find out he didn't really use social media. Really, very little has been released about him or the incident in general. What do we know so far that's public about this suspect, and what is the FBI doing? A little bit of what you talked about in terms of this current stage of the investigation.
Well, at this point, I don't have any knowledge of what's going on in this particular active investigation. What I can tell you, what I can assure you that the FBI is doing is everything possible to uncover that motive, to go through every inch of social media, to look through his cell phone, get it to that computer analysis response team, any kind of computer, cell phone, anything he may have had access to, anything his friends, relatives has access to. Now this investigation is going to span out. A lot of times in active shooters, we know that motive right away. Unfortunately, there are instances where people hide those motives for whatever reason, and now it's going to be an investigation. We encourage people to remain calm, remain vigilant, and provide that information to law enforcement, especially the FBI now. There are going to be people that were at that rally that took videos. Every one of the videos that has been taken, they're going to want to get that evidence. They're going to want to just recreate everything. Anybody that knew this individual, they're going to want to talk to and really build a snapshot into the life of the individual. Build out those anomalies on what happened and what led to that shooting.
Now, we know that the Islamic Republic of Iran has wanted to take out both former President Trump and the former Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, for some time over the assassination of Soleimani. I'm wondering if you can speak to the FBI's protocol when it comes to dealing with high-profile threats from entire nations, like in the case of Iran.
I think the FBI deals with the threats the way they deal with them internally, externally. They're going to collect that information. They're going to analyze that information to develop whether it's a true threat to the individual. They're going to work with the individual. They're going to work with community members, stakeholders to identify what a true threat is, whether it's international or domestic. They're looking at threats every single day to high-profile individuals. This is nothing new that anybody that is in the political world that gets threatened. This is not new in the country. It's not new in anywhere in the world. So we have to be hyper vigilant right now and make sure that if we hear information that somebody is going to hurt somebody else, look to shoot, look to assassinate, whatever that is, we need to make sure we collect that information and get it in the hands of law enforcement.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you for your time, Brad Orsini. We are unfortunately out of time, but thank you for joining us and sharing some insight on the style and what they're focused on in this investigation.
Thank you very much.